Hey everyone, this is Goober from FactionFiles.com, and this is just going to be a very quick tutorial showing how to convert a level that was originally made for Red Faction with a mod to be playable in Red Faction without a mod. So this is a map that I made for the LEGO multiplayer mod called Quad. It's a very simple map, but it's going to be a great test for us today. So this mod at the moment is locked so that it can only be loaded with the LEGO multiplayer mod. We're going to make it so it can be loaded with the base game. So let's get started. So the first step that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to extract your level file. So I'm going to go into my LEGO MP mod folder. I'm going to open LEGO levels. I'm going to find Quad in this list, and I am going to extract it to this test folder that I set up here. So here we go. Here is our level. Now, before we do anything else, before we do anything here, let me actually first show you the problem. So if I just open this level as is, it's going to give me this error. It's going to say the file was made with the LEGO MP mod, but it's not currently loaded. This may cause errors. You can change may to will in your mind, because it will definitely cause problems. This mod is relying on the LEGO MP, or sorry, this level is relying on the LEGO MP mod. It's not going to be playable in the stock game. There are going to be items and stuff in this map that are not going to work in the stock game, and if I save this map, it's going to have the same problem. Now, to show you in-game, I'm first just going to rename this just so that we can do a quick test. I'm just going to name that DM LEGO Quad. I'm going to put it in a new VPP file in my multi-folder. I'll just put a underscore so it shows top in the list. Just name it Quad Test. Now we will launch the stock game, and I will show you the problem. Right there. So there you go. This is the issue that I get. Couldn't load the level because it needs mod LEGO MP. Game is using mod nothing. So that's our problem. Now, this is the part where we get around that. I should be very clear in showing you this that this is technically experimental. This is something that I found just from hex editing. It's obviously not officially endorsed or anything, so your mileage may vary. I haven't found any issues with it personally, but I cannot guarantee you that there will never be any issues using this method. So you're going to need a hex editor in order to do this. I use FRHED personally. I'll put a link to this software. It's a free piece of software down in the description of this video, but really any hex editing software should work, Hex Workshop, anything like that. But if you want to follow along with me, I'll put a link to this software down in the description. So I'm just going to drag my RFL file into my hex editor. Now there are a couple of important places in this file here. So the first thing is this byte right here, which is 07 for me. Depending on your mod, this is going to be different. This is the length in characters of the mod name. The mod name is the name of the folder that the mod is in, and it's also the mod that the map is locked to. This here, as we can see over here, this is the actual mod name. So these are the two important pieces of information we're going to need to deal with in this file. You can ignore everything else. So the very first thing that I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to select all the characters in the mod name. Make sure that it's only the characters in the mod name. You should have a 00 and a 00 on both sides of it. I'm going to select all of those characters. I'm going to hit the delete key, and I'm going to get rid of that. Second change. Right here, this is the length. I'm now deleting it, obviously, so I need to change this from a 07 to a 00. All right, that's it. Now, I'm going to save that level. Now, if I launch it now in the editor, as you can see, no errors anymore. But we're not done. And this is the part that can get a little tricky if you're not careful. So the very first thing I'm going to do once I get this in the editor, and you need to do this step, do not skip this step. You will run into problems if you skip this step. I'm going to hit Shift-W to unhide all objects in our map just so we know exactly what we're dealing with. I'm going to go to Object View, or Object Mode, Tools, Select Objects. Now, I'm going to need to go down through this list. I'm going to need to select any object that doesn't exist in the stock game, that only exists in the mod. We're going to need to get rid of these. This is an important step because if you don't do this and you try to resave the level, it's going to have invalid object entries in it, and your level file is going to get corrupt. You're going to have to start from the start again. So I'm going to go through this. I know that these 4 items, Lego Grenade, Lego Stinger, Lego Grenade Ammo, Lego Stinger Ammo, obviously because they're Lego, they're not going to exist in the stock game. There may be, depending on the mod you're converting a level from, there may be other objects. You're going to need to know what they are. There's no one-size-fits-all guide I can give you for that, but yeah, you're going to need to go through it, and you're going to need to find anything that's specific to the mod and select it here. So once I have everything here that is specific to the mod selected, I'm going to hit OK. Going to hit the delete key. You're not going to see anything visual on screen, but if you go back to select objects again, they're gone now. So that's good. Now we can save our level here. Make sure you resave the level here. And now we are going to repack this into our VPP file. Save. Now if I launch the game, as my recording software keeps up, there you go. Now if I launch the game and come down here and load the map, it's going to load perfectly fine. Now all the walls are black. That's because I'm missing all the textures for this map. So obviously you're going to need to go through and get the textures and put them in your user maps textures folder so they'll load properly. But this is the level loading perfectly fine in the base game. So, yeah, hope this tutorial was useful to you. If you do run into any issues with this method, absolutely please make me aware of them so that I can make sure that the video description is updated with any potential issues. You can reach me at the Red Faction Community Discord, which you can see in the bottom. Yeah, you can see there now. My recording software is caught up. You can see at the bottom of this video, rfchat.com. Hit me up on that if you've got any issues, any additional questions, or if you just want to hang out with the Red Faction community. Anyway, hope this has been useful. Catch you next time.